Welcome back to Funsie. We are on episode 19, and we are previewing the world. Yeah.
If we what do we do if we hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year? What do we do?
I don't know. This is nothing that we've ever talked about before.
Hot chip challenge.
I know.
On
We decided
live,
on the podcast.
Oh, dude,
on
you're
the
absolutely
podcast.
fricked. I used to be like the Spice Boy growing up.
All right. Bet.
Ooh,
Hot chip
what
challenge.
if we did our first live podcast and we did it with a hot chip challenge?
Dude, should we go on tour? Is that what you're saying? Yo.
Oh, we'd make
live,
so much.
Sorry, like not even like not in person. Like
That's what I thought you
okay.
meant.
I was
That's why I
gonna
was
say,
so
oh, dang.
confused.
staggered stance. No, we're not big enough to go live. We'd have Kiara.
We'd make
have
so many
Kiara.
we'd make so many singular dollars
And
each. It'd
Formero
be crazy.
now. Whoever's running Formero, shout out. We got you and Kiara.
Yeah, exactly. Holding down the fort. Yeah, guys, this is like off the cuff right now. I mean, we have like a rough idea of what the episode's going, but we're kind of just going with the flow with this one more than any other episode we've done. Like we usually do notes and whatnot to keep us on track, so this episode could get wild.
Well, because it's
We're
Already.
yeah. I was gonna say we'll let you in on a secret. Mr. Benjamin Kinney is going off to do big things, and he will be out of commission for the next month. So this is our third podcast in 3 days.
yes.
We're professionals.
Yeah, remember when I said that I was a morning person like 2 episodes ago? Well, we're currently recording Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're just inhaling coffee. But yeah, no complaints. It's not like it's
we
a
are
bad thing.
figuring it out. We're getting better. It's trial by fire.
Yes.
But Ben, do you want to expand any more, or should I?
No, I'm going on a trip for a few weeks, and I won't be back for a few weeks. So that's why we're recording it now, so we can still get you content without me having to produce it, because
everyone will know in due time. In due time,
including us.
Yes.
Including us.
The dedication, like that should give us 1,000 subscribers alone. Yo, absolutely, utterly annihilate that subscribe button.
Yeah. So if we get 1,000 subscribers, we'll do a live hot chip challenge together,
and like combo podcast. We'll do the whole podcast with the hot chip.
Oh,
I'm down.
that'd be crazy. Where we had to talk about this
Let's
golf.
do it.
Anyways, let's go to the world's our preview. The reason we didn't script is because it's all opinions. So I guess I can kind of lead this side, since I watch disc golf and y'all sometimes
What's that?
just don't. So
I will say this has been the worst year of me watching disc golf ever. Last year, I watched most of the tournaments. I watched the entire Friday day coverage. I've watched every Worlds from start to finish. I'm usually pretty good, but this year I've just fallen off. That is my stance. So I can talk in retrospect pretty good.
Yeah, being away last week made it difficult, but usually I'm watching. It may not be every single round, but I'm checking it out.
And that's why I love Joma so much. When people say like, "Oh, where's it shifting to, live or post?" Like, I just love post production because I can get everything I need to know pretty much just watching lead card and just like skipping through a few holes if I need to.
I do before we continue. I do feel like it's popular to poop all over Jomez right now and talk about how elite live coverage is. Which it's great, but at the same time, I mean, if you wait a day at this point in time, you get what is arguably a better product a day later.
Wait, people are pooping on Jomez and liking live more?
Well,
yeah,
I think they just prioritize
for a while, where it's like live's the way, live's the future.
It's definitely
which it is the future, but
it's the future, but I thought that the general consensus has always been that the commentators and the coverage is not up to par and that Jomez is superior. Is that narrative changing? Like
It's
I don't.
changing.
I've
I
been
think
in.
with time.
I've been in the YouTube Thursday day coverage or Friday day coverage, and all of the comments are just absolutely flaming DGN. So I don't know where these positive comments about the live coverage are, but I haven't seen them yet.
Well, yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I don't think maybe back then. Maybe you're referencing, but like I don't think the coverage has been bad at all. I think it's solid. I think
It was last week.
oh, a little cornflake. Pew!
Yeah, it definitely flew out of my mouth.
that was hilarious. And I think I don't know. I've just heard it that like live, just like start watching live. Here's the problem with live. I love live if I can sit down and watch live, but if I have to watch it post live, it's just like you can't. There's just so much going on. You know, it's like you don't know what spots to go to that you want. Like lead card could be on 13 while Chase is on like 16, and then they're only showing lead card for like 15 minutes, and then because Chase is a huge backup, so it's like kind of hard to keep up if you're trying to catch up and like catch up the what the event what happened. So Jomez is just like much more polished.
It's like recording a football game and watching it later. Like there's no value in that.
Yeah, but to me, it's like Jomez is like that football game, but it's like the red zone. You know, it's the red 100%. Zone highlights where it only shows them 20 and in.
I'm defending Jomez.
Me too.
I think Jomez is superior.
Yeah, I love Jomez.
I feel like that's just mostly
both products. I think they go hand in hand. I think both products are incredible, and I'm just
now
making a case for Jomez that like, you know, I personally really like Jomez when I can't catch it live.
Well, realistically, why would more people watch live when they get what is arguably a better product a day later? Like if they put it out, say like a week or 2 weeks later or something like that, I would understand people being like, fine, I guess I got to go over and watch live coverage. But right now, like it's no wonder why like there aren't so many people watching live.
Well, that's the thing. That they did that with the European Open where they made Jomez a week later, and that kind of like bummed me out because that's like my routine for the podcast, like for all my podcasts, just kind of like tune on first day coverage, second day as the days increment, so I can kind of just get the full scope of kind of what's going on. Whereas live, it's like 5 hours of coverage you gotta scrub through each day. No, not even more. It might be more. It might be 5 hour per division.
Yeah, it's too much. Anyways, let's get into it.
Okay. So Worlds preview. So do you guys before we go in, do you guys know anything about where they're playing?
Yes.
New London.
I have played New London Tech.
And where else?
And golf course.
Oh, and it's Ivory Hills.
Yeah, Ivy Hills, but yeah.
Ivy Hills. There you go. Close enough.
So yeah, Jamie, that one golf course. So
I saw it in Foundation's video.
Yes, there you go. So you've got enough scope to comment. So it's Worlds. Isaac Robinson, defending champion. Let's just talk about the courses first. New London Tech, to me, it always seemed like this super impossible, super hard course that even I've seen pros like struggle. I think Battle for Bedford, like maybe a few years back, there was like only
18 or 17-1.
Yeah, I remember like Luke Sampson playing there, and I think like Gavin Babcock back in the day, and a few people.
Yeah, there was only like 4 pros that were under par for the weekend.
Yeah, something like that.
So it was a Worlds preview last year, Battle for Bedford, and the winning score was Chris Dickerson with 12 down. So second place was 5 down, third 2 down, and then fourth even. It seems like New London Tech plays very difficult. Same with Ivy Hills. At least I know it's a smaller sample size, smaller pool, so you can't really like tell by it. You know, we had Chris Dickerson who shot 12 down, and then the other touring pro was like Brody Smith who shot 2 down. So it's tough. And I guess Randon Lotta, he shot 15 up, but Randon's been doing incredibly better this season. So,
Well, also something of note is that they removed a lot of the OB.
yes, that's
from
where I was
New
going
London.
with that.
I
That's
did hear
what
that too.
that's where I was going with. I didn't know that till literally yesterday when Josh from Overthrow commented in our chat and said they removed a lot of OB, and I'm not sure the decision why. Nick Carl, who used to live in Lynchburg, said it's because of conservation land that they didn't want people on there. So maybe that shifted and changed, and that's why I was pretty confident in Macbeth winning because he just shreds the course with all the OB because he created it.
Yeah.
But now it's like without that OB, I guess it's way easier. So I've heard.
Well,
So I'm curious to see.
Something interesting to consider, though, is I don't know this, but has there been any other situations where the person who designed the course plays in Worlds? I'm sure there
we'd have to
have
go
been,
back.
Yeah,
but
not
it
of
probably
any
would be a
recent
long
memory.
time. Yeah, but so I don't know. That's really interesting. Like, should that be allowed? Like,
Yeah, I
feel
don't see
like
why
he
not.
definitely has an advantage.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
but you
have
still
the
have to
advantage.
execute.
Yeah, and
You still have to execute, but it's still an advantage for sure.
Here's where what I was looking for. So in 2021, this is what I was looking for. Paul for Battle for Bedford, New London Tech, shot 24 down to win it. Second was Luke Sampson, 8 down. Third, Evan Smith with 2 down. Fourth, Gavin Babcock with 1 down. So that's why I'm like, dude, this guy has this course dialed. He smoked the field, absolutely smoked. But with the new OB,
But that's also when he was playing really good.
And he
I
doesn't
know,
live there
but
anymore.
still, I know, but
2021
it's
is
still
when he
Paul.
won Worlds.
It's still Paul Macbeth. Was it 20? No, I'm pretty
in
sure
there
that's James
somewhere.
Conrad.
Almost. Yeah, sorry, almost.
So he won the next.
Funsie
Should have
fact.
won Worlds. Yeah.
Should have won. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. Any thoughts from y'all?
About
I don't
lack
think
of
Paul
OB?
wins.
I think Paul's my favorite to win, just because 2021, the Battle for Bedford, he designed it. He knows the course like a back
Here's
of
my
his
hot
hand.
take.
Give it to us.
Here's my hot take. He finishes outside the top 10. That's my hot take.
I don't know if that's hot. If you said top 30, now that's hot.
I think he'll be top 10.
Well,
I think it'll be top 10.
Mild take. I don't know.
Okay, so not a pro. I know that's shocking to hear. But like when I played that course, I think it is legitimately the most difficult course I've ever played. And it's difficult because in New England golf, a lot of times you see what the route is that you have to take, and then you just choose the disc accordingly and do that. And that's pretty easy to do with putters and mids as an amateur. But then as someone also an amateur, in order to like reach the distances that are required to score on that course or even just survive, you have to be throwing like distance drivers, and to keep that like right down the fairway is nearly impossible. At least of someone for like my skill level. So that place just ate me alive. I couldn't tell you what I scored. It was probably like 9 over or something like that. I mean, course is insanely difficult.
I think
Because
9
I'm sure
over
people.
is solid. What the heck?
Yeah, 9 over sounds awesome.
Yeah, 9 over.
Yeah, what is that? What is that rated?
9
I'm
over
gonna-
would be really good.
Here, I'll tell you. Let's see. We can get a official +9 alert. So +9 on New London Tech longs. Did you play the longs?
No, we did like a mixture because I was down there with Kiara.
Then. Yeah, then.
What would +9 on the longs be?
So that'd be a 77. Let's see if any pros shot 77.
They had to have.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'm sure someone did.
9. 9. So 76 and 969. 77 963. There you go.
Okay,
That is
so
about what I thought. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
let's say
Sajko.
like if I was playing some of the shorter ones, because eventually Kiara stopped and I just played all longs. Let's take away like I don't know, like 20 or 30 points or something. I have no idea. So yeah, there you go. That probably checks out.
Well, I'm
Anyways,
962 rated, so that means I should shoot +9. That's insane.
that's
Have you
unreal.
played Sajko? Have you played Northwood Blacks or no?
I have not. I basically can
Okay.
only apply to playing like GMC courses, and I can apply to Maple Hill because I played gold
Well, I just didn't.
twice.
I just didn't know because I know that that's regarded as the hardest course in the world, and so I don't know. After this tournament, it'd be interesting to hear the pros' take on which one is actually the hardest course in the
Oh,
world.
I see what you're saying.
If it's still Northwood Blacks or if it's now
It's got to be
New London.
Northwood. I feel like New London was hard because of the OB, because you had to control your skips and stuff like that. Northwood Black's just hard because there's just, if you get off the fairway, there's nowhere to go.
Well, I think they're also
Yeah.
only doing 2 rounds at New London, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think I heard
Yeah.
that. So that's gonna, I think, play a huge
Well, that's-
factor.
For
I'm
spectators,
pretty sure that's the
it's probably the play.
standard for Worlds is 2
I know-
rounds somewhere, 2 rounds at another place.
Yeah.
No, it's 5 rounds. So
Oh, frick.
So-
yeah, you're right.
yeah, so the reason they end on like Fox Run and Ivy Hills is because of spectators. I'm pretty sure. To get
No, that makes
You know,
sense.
Completely.
Maybe that's
the
part of the
the
reason they
last
removed
day.
the OB as well, is for spectators. They probably cleared out some of those areas so people could walk.
But
Totally.
yeah, but if they're saying it's concert, I don't know. I can't say the full story. It's just, we'll see how it plays. It's definitely going to play easier.
Okay, here's my take though. I'm really intrigued by this Worlds because European next year, we know the course that's going to be played and it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's the best. The Utah course in 21, that was I loved watching that Worlds. That Worlds was insane.
I did too.
The next year,
I did too.
sorry.
That was my first
I did
Worlds I
too,
ever watched.
but that well,
But
yeah, I
people
think that's
complained
why.
about it, which I don't understand. I think it was more like the venue.
I don't understand. Oh,
It was
okay.
probably like
but
the venue.
I love that Worlds. The next Worlds, which was DDO and Emporia, I thought that was
Yeah.
I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was like anything too bad. And then last year, 23, where was that again?
Smugs and
Are you
Brewster
kidding me?
Ridge.
Yeah, Smugs,
Smugs.
man.
The best.
Yes. Yeah. And that one, watching that one was like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
I was
good.
there.
This one for oh, you were. That's
Yeah.
I
legendary.
wish.
I
This
was
one for some
there.
reason I'm not necessarily really looking forward to it. I've seen New London a lot. Obviously, if anyone watches disc golf content, they've seen it probably from Foundation or
Nation.
whoever else. And then I saw Ivy Hills from them as well. And neither of them were like, I don't know, they're just not pretty courses. And
Mm.
they seemed hard, but it wasn't really like fun shots or anything. Like I'm not excited to see any pro throw these lines. It just seems like run of the mill disc golf to me. I don't know. That's my opinion, but I'm not necessarily like super excited to watch the coverage because I don't know. I like
Well,
scoring first
There's
of all.
also
Second
there's
of
not a
all,
history
no,
there.
The court, it's yeah, true.
So there's no like legacy built up or like, oh, this is my favorite hole, aside from if you've watched like Foundation content, but we haven't seen like an entire stacked field of pros go in there and just do what they do. If anything, watching someone like Foundation at this point now, I feel like it'll help create somewhat of an appreciation, being like, how did they get to that landing zone? That is unreal. How did they do that? They made that look way too easy.
Yeah, and by the way,
No,
Jim
I'm
Millie-
hoping. What's up?
I was gonna say, by the way, Jim Millie, you're talking to two people part of the Foundation Creators Program.
That's
Yeah.
dead. Should we talk about that or no?
No, it's not dead. It's still alive. I'm just saying, like, Jay Millie's not a part of it. Like,
No,
step
it's
your game, bro.
it's definitely dead. But
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm
It's
not
okay.
bitter
It
about
was-
it. It's
no,
a
I'm
free
not
it's a
either.
free product.
It was cool.
So you can't really complain about. Yeah, so it was nice to have some classes, but anyways.
I would like to hear about that, but maybe we talk about that after.
Yeah.
I was
What
gonna
what else
say,
about Worlds?
Yes.
well,
let's
I was
focus
gonna
on
say,
Worlds.
I hope to be pleasantly surprised. Worlds is the event that ever since I've been into disc golf, I just like get absolutely giddy about. I don't know what it is. I think it's the idea that Paul Macbeth can add another Worlds to his array of Worlds that he's already stacked up. I just love. I think it's so cool. It's romantic to me almost, and so I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm not super excited. So I hope I am pleasantly surprised.
Is this like
Um,
the one tournament you're like I have to watch no matter what?
yeah, for sure. I'll have this on.
Yeah. Are there like any major storylines coming into this?
Well,
I mean,
I
we
think
got a
it
married
will
Kristen
be.
Tatar.
yeah,
Ooh,
she's winning. I mean, I have her winning. I have a $20 bet with Matt, co-host of Staggered Stance, that she's gonna win. So Kristen Tatar versus the field. So
ooh.
All right.
so I hope she
Yeah,
wins.
I bet she takes it down. I'm gonna be really interested to see how many birdies are on that one hole that's supposed to be like the hardest hole in the world, right? It's
Yeah.
1,234 feet.
A whole 5 or 6. One of those.
Yeah, and it's a par five, and a birdie on it is unreal. But it's a full pro field. It's the best players in the world. It'll be really interesting to see if it actually is the hardest hole in the world, or if the Northwood Blacks hole that goes up that hill and funnels into the trees is actually a harder
Hole
hole.
12. Are they both hole 12? Did you say the New London one? Oh no, you said maybe hole
No,
5.
that's
Sorry.
not hole 12.
You said hole
Yeah.
5. I got confused. Par 5. Yeah, I think
Over
Callum
under. Over under.
Lundquist posted a preview of it if you want to go check that out.
I did. Yeah, he
Anyone
parred. He
who's
went OB.
yeah, he parred. Over under I don't know. He made
Birdies
it
on the
look
weekend.
way too easy and
He made it look so easy,
No,
dude.
people are gonna get wrecked by that hole.
you think? I'd say
Yeah,
it
of
played
I bet
course
it's
they are.
25. 25.
0.25 over par.
Sorry, I'm saying how many birdies on the weekend on that hole. 2 rounds,
Oh.
full pro field. I bet there's 25 or 30. I'll say
Sure.
30. That's my guess. 30.
Sure.
You guys
Hey,
have to guess. Make a guess.
Okay, for birdies, I'm gonna go with
This is
tw-
tough.
I'm gonna go with 18.
All right, I'll go.
Okay,
I'll go.
okay.
I'll go 40. I'll take the over.
Cool.
All right. All right. There we go. We'll let you know next episode who was correct.
Yeah. What else?
Okay.
What else is there even to talk about regarding Worlds?
Is Ricky back? Is Ricky playing?
Uh,
back
all,
from his
all
injury?
ribs in place. Rick is what they're calling him.
Yeah, didn't he? I thought he played. Did he not
He
play
did.
Idlewild?
No, he did.
Yeah, that's what I
He-
thought.
Oh, he
he's-
did?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
man's
good to
been
go.
playing. Man's been playing without like with a rib out of place. Like, can you imagine that your
What?
dedication to disc golf? To yeah, and then a chiropractor's just like, yeah, let me pop that puppy right
I
back
could
in.
see Ricky
Wait.
winning this Worlds too, though.
Why did he not like? Why didn't he skip Idlewild and just prep for Worlds? That's what Paul did.
I think.
And Paul's not
I
even
think.
I
injured.
don't know, weaker
I
field
think
and then build momentum.
I think he got healed. I think he skipped. He dropped out of the one before World, which was I'm drawing a blank. I mean, before LWBUS Open, which I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it was Ledgestone.
Okay, so it was Ledgestone, Lake Eureka. Ledgestone got it. So he did drop out of that, and I think he might have just like the thing with ribs is like, even if you break a rib after a week, it's still sore, but you can still have can have mobility. It's not like the worst thing ever. Like when Kristen Tatar, that was her injury. She broke ribs or popped them out, but it was just like a month recovery. Ribs are like kind of a weird, like easily healable, not like too detrimental type of injury. Like I know a guy that, or I don't know him, but it was team challenge. So guy, if you're listening to this, don't know your name. You had those glasses that don't have frames. They have a rope instead of whatever the legs that what?
Ombras.
Yeah, he had that. And that's what I remember. But he said he broke his ribs skiing. and 5 days earlier, and then he was just at Team Challenge, just like kind of like moving around like already. So the ribs are kind of crazy. Weird.
Who
thing.
needs them?
That's wild.
Team
So
challenge.
here's a question. Here's a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your dark horse pick? Who's someone you think could win Worlds that no one thinks is going to win Worlds?
That's tough because
That way we can say we called it if
Um,
it comes true.
Ben Calloway.
Ooh, after his hot round at
I don't feel like that's
Idlewild?
actually an insane pick. I feel like that's something that you could be like, if you saw him in top 5, you're like, that's not weird. Like I could see that happening.
All right, I have a. This
no,
is my
then
dark
it's
horse.
not a dark horse. I'm just kidding.
I have my dark horse, and it might not be a dark horse.
All
But
right,
it's
who
a
is
dark
it?
horse.
Who
It's
is
dark horse for winning Worlds. Ezra Robinson
Oh, actually,
Mm.
I actually like that answer.
for winning Worlds.
Dude, that would
Not
be
for an
sick.
Elite Series. but
Isaac
for winning
then to
Worlds.
Ezra.
Ooh,
Yes.
Do you
the
think,
legacy.
Do you think Joey Buckets can carry his momentum?
That would actually be like out of this world storyline. Joey Buckets wins Worlds would just be unreal. I don't even. There's not even words to describe if he did that.
See, the bucket
Yeah.
hat sales are gonna be crazy when he does
Oh,
that.
bro, they'd be more than the James Conrad envy. Like Casaplast
Yeah.
would detach from House of Discs and be like, wait, we can make money again, or make more money. And now, obviously-
Here's my ultra dark horse. I'm gonna say Silas Schultz.
All right, Josh.
that is darker than dark. And I love Silas. I love you, Silas. But
I'm channeling my what year was it? Champions Cup.
That was
it
Champions Cup last
or
year?
2 years.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm channeling that energy.
that was so
straight
awesome.
towards Silas. I'm sending him those vibes. He had a bad week last week, I think. So
I think he's had a few
showing
bad
up in
weeks.
Worlds.
Ledgestone, I don't think he did well too, because I follow him closely because he's my buddy. I always
Hey.
like to check where he's doing. But
dark horse. That's why he's my dark horse pick.
there you go.
Silas
Joey
Schultz.
Buckets for the last 2 weeks was not playing well, and then won Idlewild. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. If Silas wins,
Anything is possible.
that'll be the best thing ever for.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine
called
the
it.
edits. Imagine that'd be just great for disc golf content creation, for disc golf YouTube. Like, imagine all the edits that would be
an
made.
entire episode dedicated to just those edits.
Yeah,
Imagine
That, like
the diss track to the whole of everyone when he wins
Mm.
Worlds.
Completely.
Dude, that
Be a
might have to
2-hour
be his
diss
thing. Just releasing diss tracks on everything that inconveniences him.
And then
Like
he'd
his
be like
car.
the bad
Dude,
boy.
imagine coming into the final stretch, Drew Gibson versus Silas Schultz.
That would be.
They're tied with like 4 holes to go. There's a real fist fight on hole 18.
Yeah, it's hockey rules. They just check each other.
It'd have to be a rap battle. That would, instead of a playoff, it'd be a rap battle, and that's how they decide.
Yeah. They both birdie hole 18, and then they just stay there. And it's like, all right, guys, dance battle, straight to rap battle, straight to boxing.
As one does. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, that's
we didn't-
really all
What
I
do you guys
got.
think about Ivy? I don't think we really mentioned Ivy Hills. We can just brush upon that. Just
It doesn't excite me. Ivy Hills does
Yeah,
not excite
same.
me. It's a golf course, and I've heard them say like the property lines up nicely for disc golf and stuff, but does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe watching it, it'll be different. I'll be like, oh, this is a cool hole. This is a cool hole. But I mean, like I said before, there's not like I haven't watched a tournament there before, so it's kind of, I guess it's alluring in that sense, where it's like, okay, new place, like let's see it. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. What
I
do you
think
guys
they're both missing an iconic hole. Like the 1, 2, 3, 4 hole and the super hard par 4 are both iconic holes, but they don't have the looks of iconic hole.
Yeah,
You know,
I think I don't know. There's the one over by like the giant electrical, like telephone
Yeah.
wires that come through, like kind of over there, and it's like the giant bomby hyzer. Otherwise, yeah,
yeah, that one's
Yeah.
fine, but it's just like,
yeah. It doesn't scream like, oh, that's unreal. Like this is why. I came
yeah,
here. Well, hey,
Yeah.
on that hole, insider scoop. when you're over there, all the neighbors' houses are along like the tree line, and they actually put out like snacks and drinks that you can buy while you're there, and you're like,
What?
oh, what the? Yeah, so they have like a cooler and stuff. You can just like
Wait,
go put money in and
for
buy
you,
snacks.
like for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, for you. This is not for Worlds, unless they're like, I'm still doing it. But yeah, when I just played there casually, you could just go over there and they'd have like different snack lineups and stuff, and you could just
That's sick.
go buy stuff. Yeah, it was just like Scout honor system, just
Did you
put
do
in
it?
$1. Yeah, I think it was insanely hot, and I grabbed like a Gatorade or something like that.
Let's go.
That's dope.
Yeah, so insider knowledge.
Insider
Mm.
trading.
Well, that's Scout's honor.
Wait.
That's Hunger Games.
Josh, you texted me. Was it only 2 days ago? Yeah, you texted me 2 days
Yeah,
ago.
dude. Turnaround
And-
time is insane.
Josh texted me 2 days ago and was like, "Hey, you want to collab on a reel?" And I was like, "Well, I think I quote said no, frick off." But
Yeah,
quickly
you
followed by, yeah, of course, I would love to. So yeah,
Well,
do you want to talk about it at all?
Yeah, I'll say my thought process. So, as you guys know, we mentioned a minute ago, we're recording this like literally 2 days after last week's
Episode
episode.
18 is what I think the last one was.
Yeah.
Or
And
2
so I was in Michigan this last weekend. And when I was in Michigan, I filmed some stuff that you'll see later. But one of the days I was at a course and we were just playing casually, but I asked my homie to record me on this long hole. And I was feeling good. I thought I was going to ace it. So he starts recording. I say something stupid, and then I throw, and it's bad. And I'm like, dang it. I'm like, give me another one. So I run to grab it, try to throw again. It's bad again. I'm like, give me one more. And then my friend like throws in between, and then I try again, and I almost ace it. And this is all in one clip. And so I go and watch a clip, and there's just some funny moments, and then I almost ace at the end. And I was like, ooh, I definitely want to use this somehow. But like, I'm not, as you guys know, if you watch my content, I usually do like stories or like, I don't know, a little bit more highly produced. I don't typically do like solo clips. And I was like, I feel like this is the perfect clip for Sajko to like work his magic on. So that's when I texted him and I was like, can you please edit this clip and we can just like collab on Instagram with it? And he's like, dude, I'm down. I texted him like that night, and the next morning he texts me like a finished edit, and I was like, what the heck? The turnaround time is disgusting. And it's on my Instagram right now. I posted it today. It's hilarious. He did a great job, knocked it out of the park. But yeah, I think maybe eventually we'll either do that again or Sajko will film something and I'll try to edit it. Who knows?
I know. Yeah, I think that's what the next step is going to end up being. Yeah, my goal when Josh sent that, because like you said, there's so many easy things to make content from, was just to make it as obnoxious as possible. And goal was definitely achieved. Like every single ridiculous thing that you could imagine, just throw it in there. Just, it's almost like making miniature storylines all within the single clip. From part to part.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah, please do. I think we talked about it before, but it is weird. You can collab on a post, and at the same time, it's not like those two people are necessarily working on the product together. It might just involve like another party, but this is one where it was both of us, and this is what the result is. We've talked about it before, so now it's happening.
I was the production and he was the post production. It was interesting. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun thing to do. Like, honestly, if I have another clip like that, I might have to beseech you again instead of trying to do my own pizzazz on it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But this did lead me to a story, and I told Sajko about it, but I didn't mention it on the podcast. But I didn't ace that hole. But later in my round, I had bought a new nuke before the round, and it was 169 grams, and it was way too flippy for me. So me and my homie were on hole 18, and we were throwing this around, and I was trying to like trade him for it because he throws a little softer than me. And so he was testing it out. So I was throwing it back to him on the fairway, and he was throwing towards me, which was also towards the basket. And he's like 300, 400 out. And we're like wrapping up. He's about to come back. He throws his last shot, and it just like hyzer flip, turnover, flex, and it goes straight at the basket. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Boom, chains, sticks. We just start flipping out. He was like 375 out. And so I didn't hit the ace, but my homie did. And it was a crazy moment. And I don't know why I didn't mention it about my Michigan trip. Shout out Brandon. Shout out the green nuke that I gave him now, because that's his disc after that, obviously.
Amazing. Yeah. So go check that out if you guys want to. So actually, I went to work today and I got all my stuff done. It was a super productive day. You know, I did like my another round stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm killing it today. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up to Maple. I'm like, I deserve it. Haven't been there in like a month. And I was doing like a little dumb skit just about like, this is a beginner's guide to forehand. And like step one is essentially like, make sure you really want to make sure that you put no spin on the disc. And so I'm on hole 17 reds at Maple Hill. You've probably seen Simon play there before. It's just like really short, elevated pin.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the one that I'm at. And I throw just like first shot, absolute poopy forehand that wobbles like no one's business and hits chains. And like I aced it. And I was like, I look at the camera and so that'll be coming out in like a couple of days.
What?
So I actually
first throw.
No.
Swear. Oh, that is awesome. I'm excited to see that. That's hilarious.
It's great. It's all of my aces are backhands. I have 2 sidearm aces, and they're the most sus sidearm aces. So that's one. That's the most recent one. The other one is on my home course. It's actually on my my account. You can go on Instagram and see it. I threw a sidearm and it like stuck into like the basket, like the side. It was like tacoed in there, and I like pulled it out. So I feel like I don't really have like a really good legitimate like, oh, I'm trying to get this sidearm ace.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just feels very much like
you
on
only
brand.
Get aces as a meme. I try to get aces all the time and I never get aces, but you're like not even really going for aces and then you ace. That's insane.
This is what I'm saying right now. Like it's like the less that I try, the more that they're going in. And I guess maybe that's like something
I need to
good
stop
to like
trying.
Take away for like life, where it's like, you know, you shouldn't try so hard at things. Just go out there and do it. And then, I mean, it would probably like naturally happen, but that'll be,
dude, that's hilarious. I'm excited for that. But okay. Circling back, tell me what's up with Foundation's creator program. I am interested.
Ben,
I want to know what happened.
Ben, are you still in on this? Okay, there he is.
No, there's nothing really to talk about. It's literally just it was literally just a Discord. Like it was just like where we all got together, and it's still an active Discord and stuff like that. It's just they're no longer, at least haven't been doing monthly sessions, which they started to do monthly sessions as in it'd be like a video that Jay Millie. Were you asked to be one of those?
I was.
That's
you said no?
I did not know that.
I would have had to school you guys.
Did you say
That's
no?
That's amazing.
I didn't say no. He asked me, and I was like, "Oh, I'd be interested." And then he like sent something else about it, and then it was like. So here's the thing. When I'm in an edit for a full length video, that is all I'm thinking about. So like I'm trying to have a video out by this weekend. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow and Friday I will be editing. And that is what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. If someone tries to like get me to do something else, it's nearly impossible. The only person that can do that is my wife, and she's my wife. And when he asked me that, I was in the middle of an edit for the ET video, I think the ET video. And so I was like, yeah, I'm interested. But then
so that was
wanted
recent.
like a quick
that's super
he wanted
recent.
Like
so then maybe they're just still doing it.
Yeah, he wanted like a quick turnaround, and I was like, And then I don't think I responded. So
You're like, get fricked, kid.
yeah. And I mean, to be completely honest, I was a little bit like, if you're not, I don't know. I didn't say this, but he didn't offer like any kind of payment or like, I don't know, send me a disc or something. And like, I don't
You're
know. I
giving
guess I
back to
could
the
have done it out of
community,
the,
man. You're
yeah,
giving
I could
back
have
to
done it out of the
us,
kindness.
people
Yeah,
that,
for their
dude,
sake.
people that we need you. You have 75,000 subscribers. We're peons compared to you. All hail, Jim. Like we need your advice.
Yeah, honestly, I saw that you were. It's funny because I think I saw today like what you have like almost 9,000 followers, and I was like, I can only imagine what this man like. We're on two different wavelengths right now. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm doing okay, and then I see J Million. I'm like, bro, I ain't the S word.
Dude,
Should we do a Funsie episode where I just school on all things content?
yeah, well, I was talking to Bodanza and he was talking about packaging, which is a thing I need to learn better. So I think that'd be a nice. I definitely want to talk about packaging better.
is
I don't even know what that
very
means.
Key. Packaging is the title and thumbnail combination and the simplicity of it. And
Well, that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
I feel like last episode, which for us was yesterday, for you guys now, I think a week ago at this point. They're blurring together. I mean, you can put all this effort into a video, and that takes so much time. And then the other half is arguably just the thumbnail that takes usually significantly less time and the title. And it's like, why are these held to like the same regard? But I mean, it's just how it is.
Well, I'll be completely honest. On my thumbnail and title, I spend upwards of 10 hours, sometimes a full day, editing.
And that's
a
why you get
picture,
so many
putting it-
views. You're a package
Yeah.
guru.
putting a. I guess so. Yeah, totally.
No, I respect.
Well, that's
it.
not obviously that's not the full reason, but I'm saying like obviously you put in the effort and it shows.
Absolutely.
The tip is though, like Mr. B said this a few years ago. You could have the best video in the world, but if no one clicks it, no one knows about it. And so that's why it's so important to have a good thumbnail and a good title that represents your video. And something to keep in mind when you're doing that is the simpler the better and brighter colors. Those are like two things that I always think of. And then if you want to get more into the nitty-gritty, it's the title and the thumbnail should relate to each other, but be two completely different things. So like in my tilt tourney video, it's like I played a disc golf tourney with only a tilt. And then I show myself holding the tilt, but I show how flat it is. And then I put some text that says like, this was hard, or like never again, or something like that. And so it's adding an aspect of like, you read the title and you're like, oh, tilt only, that's crazy. But then, it's like, oh, wow, that's even crazier. So they need to correlate, but they need to have two different flavors almost.
That
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
that's what-
Dude,
that's
that was our Foundation Academy right there.
Yeah,
There you go,
exactly.
dude.
And that's
Flip
what we
that,
need.
send it
That's
to
why we
Hunter.
need you. And that's what Bodanza was telling me with my latest thumbnail. He helped me fix my thumbnail because I had basically said the same thing in the title. I said the same thing on screen, which he's like, nah, 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 nah. Well, thanks, Jay Millie. If you reckon, you could have told me when I sent you the thumbnail before I posted it, brother. Like, what the frick, man?
You didn't send me it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But yeah, that was I think I sent you the Simon Lizotte one.
Yeah, that
first
one's
one.
really
I
good.
do.
I like that one.
Thank you. First one to cause I just made it simple. First one, the CTP. What is it? First one or random disc golf challenges for cash, where it's just like Simon holding up and saying winner. But yeah, that's true. I only sent you that one. But yeah, packaging, I think something I definitely want to pay attention more to because I already talked about this with Bonanza sometimes with you as a content creator, like it's just kind of because I have like a lot going on, like it's just in disc golf, like you guys like content creation is my expo, so I treat content creation as in like videos. Like obviously podcasting, I feel like I treat as my main job, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I could do it all day because it's just like talking and then you upload it. But like the YouTube side and of posting individual, it's more of like my hobby, where if I have a good idea, I want to post it, and sometimes I don't really get around to it till like a month or a month or two. But I want to still like be able to give my best output, even though I might not be posting as much as like you guys.
Mm. Josh, I did want to ask, because you said the next 2 days are essentially dedicated to you editing. How often do you, or not how often, how much time do you do per edit session? I mean, do you actually like, you're like, okay, I'm just going for 4 hours straight, take a break, and then, or is it just kind of like feel based, or do you think about that even?
So used to just be like, I don't know, I would get to a stopping point, then I get distracted and do something else and then get back into it. And that was fine, but it was definitely taking way too much time for me. Something I heard recently from an author was what he would do is he would have an allotted amount of time where it was dedicated to editing. And okay, revolutionary, not. But what he would do
Not.
is he would have that time allotted to editing, and he would have one rule. He could either edit or do nothing. He couldn't do anything else. And that is something that has low-key like revolutionized my like recent editing and like video making, because what I've been doing recently is being like, okay, the next 2 hours I'm going to edit. And so I'll start editing, get into it, and then I don't know if you guys have this, but sometimes you just hit like a wall. You get to a certain part of the
Today I
edit where
did,
you're like,
yeah.
I don't have the energy to make this creative decision, whatever. And you're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna hop on Instagram, or I'm gonna go, script
Yo, why
something
are you
else. Or
adding me right now this morning? I was like an
I'm
hour
gonna
or two in, and I was just like, oh, dude, my brain's drained already.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's like you want to go do something else. But the rule is you're allowed to do something else, but it's just you got to just sit there. You can't do anything. And so
Wait,
there have
what?
been so many times now where I've like stopped editing and I'm like, okay, I want to hop on Instagram, but I'm like, okay, wait, no, I can't. And so then I'm like, okay, my rule is I'll just do nothing. And so I sit there, and sometimes I'll process for a few minutes or something and like honestly just sit there for a little bit. But at a certain point, I'm like, fine. And I just start editing again. And when you have that, like you have an out, but the out like low key just kind of sucks. So it forces you to get back into the zone. And then, there's never been a situation where I get back into the zone and then I'm like, okay, I finished that. Now I need to relax again. I get back into the zone and I'm editing for another 30, 45 minutes to an hour because I enjoy editing when I'm like flowing. So that's been something that's really helped me. And you definitely have to give yourself breaks. You can't just like editing, especially I found is like, I can't do it for more than 2 hours. Honestly, 2 hours feels pushing it
So what's
sometimes.
your
So
what's your
I'll
break
usually
though?
like, yeah, I'll usually do like 2 hours and then, go eat sometimes. Or like occasionally what I'll do is do 2 hours, watch a YouTube video, do another 2 hours. It almost feels like work when I
So
watch someone else's YouTube video
you
sometimes.
so you basically do
Mm-hmm.
2 hours like break. Is it 30 minutes to an hour, or just like only 15 minutes? Or it
It kind of
depends.
depends.
Yeah.
I try to like, there are some times where it's like, okay, it's so crucial right now that I get this video done quickly. So it's like 2 hours. I set a 15-30 minute timer and I, lay down or watch a YouTube video or whatever. But once that timer's up, I'm like, okay, lied under my butt. Let's go do this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's typically my workflow. I'm still chiseling it out, figuring out the way I want to work, because it's not fully sustainable to just do one thing. And so sometimes I will do 4 hours of an edit one day, and then the rest of the day I'll spend scripting other videos or editing other videos or working on the podcast, because that's much easier for me to put energy into instead of editing one video for 10 hours. Because at a certain point, I don't feel like I'm putting out the best product that I can put out if I'm only editing that video that day, because my creative energy and excitement for that video is so low at hour 7 or 8, you know? So sometimes it has to be 4 hours of editing one video, go script another video, edit another short, and then if I still have time that day, maybe hop back into that video. So that's something that I commonly do,
Sick.
is like let the edit of certain videos sit for a while, because I find when I go back to it, my energy and my fire for whatever video it is just reinvigorated. That's what I do for all my scripts, is I script them, I let them sit for a week, and then I look at them again, and sometimes it literally is, this sucks, I'm rewriting this. But most times it's, I like the general flow of this, but this line can be different. The flow here is wonky, I'm going to change this. So yeah, that's probably a much more in-depth answer, but it is something I think
No,
about. So
I
I
actually
appreciate that you add.
loved listening to that. That was
Yeah.
very insightful because, like, I struggle because it's not something I'm like super passionate about. Like, I like editing and content creation on the video side. Like when I do the Ace Challenge or whatever, it's not like something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this. I struggle sometimes just sitting down to edit. So it's like, it's nice to hear like a goat like you also having sort of like the same
I'm not the GOAT yet. One day.
but you have the same like kind of struggles that I have. I thought I was kind of, you feel like you're an ally, like, bro, are like these guys are like putting out content, like they must enjoy editing. I just so and I it's not like I don't enjoy editing, but yeah, I get like hour one, like you said, hour 2, my brain is just like, okay, I've clicked C and V, and then my left mouse like 100 times within the past 30 minutes. Like it's monotonous.
Yeah, it's a grind getting in there for sure.
And that's why we all outsource our stuff to Sajko. I mean, it seems like everyone's doing it. Sajko loves it, and so it seems like everyone's starting to outsource to Sack.
I do love it. I'm slowly just gonna overtake every editing aspect of disc golf.
Well, I feel like what Sajko does, and I think what I do a little bit, and I think to some degree you do, Ben, but I think something that my advice to you, Ben, would be to try to infuse your personality in the edit more. That's where I find the most fun.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I enjoy editing. And I think Sajko does one of the best jobs at that, is like every edit he does is like, oh,
some
that's
stupid
a Sajko
reference
edit.
or joke
stupid
or anything.
Pokemon,
Exactly.
like the anime sound, whatever. I think that's something that you should start messing with, Ben, because that's when I'm like, sometimes I'll spend 30 minutes to an hour doing one edit on a video just because I'm like, this is like so fun. Like, this is awesome.
What do you use Adobe Premiere though? Like, I don't know how to do these overlays, these sick overlays that like Sajko does. I just don't know.
I
can tell you behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I'm willing to
try
help
Sajko
you.
stuff, dude. Yeah.
It's
dude,
just
you
like,
guys,
yeah.
Since you guys are so close, just one day sit together and do it at the same time, and then boom.
Dude,
I'll buy you a Bev.
So close. We're best buds. Look at us.
We say that, and then I was at Maple Hill by myself today. Were you around? I assume you were probably busy, like getting ready and whatnot.
You could have hit me up though.
No, you're right. I definitely could have hit you up. Hey, it was a good time. I don't know. In terms of like shorts,
said no, but
oh, okay. I feel like in terms of shorts, I've gotten like really fast at them now. It's just like not an issue at all, as opposed to like for YouTube. Yeah, that takes like way more time for me, just because I'm I'm not as
Well,
familiar
it
with
shows
it.
because you haven't posted like personally another separate YouTube video in a while. So it's kind of just like
I
you can
know.
see what your bread and butter is
Yeah.
off that.
Well, I feel like also I don't really anymore plan the stuff that I do for Instagram. It just happens. So it's like, say, well, let's talk about my free time in general. So like half of that will be, okay, I'm gonna wake up. I'm like most productive in the morning, so I'm like, I'm gonna go edit for a bit or do whatever other stuff I have to do. And then it's like, okay, maybe I'll go and play today. And then while I'm playing, just have like the camera set up while you're doing stuff. And then it's almost like the content writes itself. And then it's like, boom, you have stuff recorded for yourself. So maybe that's something that people can take away. It's like you don't have to. If you're like, what do I do? It's like just set up the camera, and so many funny things will happen. Whether it's hitting trees or you absolutely pipe a fairway or something, and it's like, okay, cool. Here's like all this content that I can use and edit and just turn into something.
Definitely.
I think that was a solid action. Well, J Mill, we got an interview. Squeaking 15. That's all I need.
Ooh, before we end it though, I have to say after playing Maple today, I've always been a destroyer man. I feel like for the last 2 years. I think today I threw like a couple shots that I was like, I think I'm a Wraith guy now. I know it's not like a crazy insane change, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Dude, like
Wraiths are goated.
yesterday for us, a week ago, probably for listeners, talking about like the Halo Champion plastic Wraiths that I recommended to Josh, and thing was putting in absolute work, backhand sidearm. So
Good stuff.
yeah, maybe I'm a Wraith guy
I'm
now.
a Wraith guy. I'm
I'm
a
on your
Wraith guy
side.
only for flip up forehands. That's like my go-to flip up forehand. Oh, and Halo Wraiths.
Interesting.
Sorry. Halo Wraiths are my go-to, and not my go-to, but I use them if I have a good Halo Wraith. I mean, that's the disc I threw 500 feet with. It was at whatever freaking Turtle-Lot.
Oh, Turtle-Lot! Shout out!
Yeah,
shout out Thompson High School.
it just has the perfect flip up and it comes
Oh,
back.
dude.
And they're just beautiful, man.
Look at this beauty.
Oh, the
And
champ!
like,
Halo, I gotta try Halo champ. It
I'm
just
telling
looks
you,
so good.
I'm
Dang,
telling you,
dang.
Is that
it
S
is
tier?
unreal.
S tier, bro.
Oh, it is all day.
All right,
All
all
day.
right, all right.
So
I
good.
love that. I love
My
that.
two Halloween Wraiths.
Yeah. There goes my baby. All right, let's wrap this puppy up.
Goated.
All right.
right.
Thanks for joining, everyone. I hope we hope you enjoyed this kind of shortened version of Funsie, but I think it was a lot of good stuff. This is probably one of my more favorite episodes. I think we talked about a lot of things that intrigued me, so I hope it intrigues our listeners.
Yeah, it definitely inspires confidence because we didn't really have notes. We just dove in, and then
That's
I
the
went just
podcast,
as well.
baby.
I'm not spending like a quarter of it looking at my phone and being like, okay, what's the next point? What's the next point?
True.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe Ben will be back. Ben may potentially be back episode after this, or he may not, and it may just be Josh and I. Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows? Funsie.
Funsie! Thank you, everyone.
Peace out, y'all.
Funsie.
Enjoy Worlds. Ben, enjoy your trip.
Thank you.